Welcome to Polity and Governance with Dr. RK. Let's begin. So, why is the Constitution a game changer for UPSC Prelims? Because it's the foundation of governance, and as a future administrator, you must know it. Polity contributes 15 to 20 questions in prelims every year, as I told you in previous session also. And a majority come directly from the Constitution. Some questions are straightforward. For example, which article deals with the right to equality? Some questions are conceptual. For example, DPSP versus fundamental rights. Which prevails? Some questions test application of your conceptual knowledge. For example, which writ applies in a case of illegal detention? So what should be your strategy? The strategy is simple. As I told you before, remember this. Don't just memorize facts. You need to understand the logic behind each provision. You must focus on articles, amendments, schedules, and landmark cases with this logic in mind. So let's break it down systematically. So, what is the structure of the Constitution? Let's crack the code. Think of the Indian Constitution as a well-organized book. As a well-organized book, it has total 22 parts. Each part deals with a specific theme. It has 395 articles originally, and in numbers now, these are more than 470. These are the real provisions. There are 12 schedules in total, and these schedules are extra details like official languages, administration, etc. And you should remember this. UPSC loves to ask about fundamental rights, directive principles, and emergency provisions. Now let's go deeper into high-impact prelims topics. And these high-impact prelims topics form the core of the Constitution. And this is your UPSC gold mine. First of these is the preamble, 100% prelims relevant. It defines India as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic, and republican country. 42nd Amendment, you must remember, 1976, added socialist, secular, and integrity. These are the terms. So what is important about this? Here is a prelims fact for you. The preamble is not enforceable in court. Remember this. Again, I'm repeating. The preamble is not enforceable in court. And decided this issue was in Keswanan Bharti case, 1973. Here is a predicted question for UPSC. Which terms were added to the preamble in 1976? As I told you, 46th Amendment, remember that. The second core of the Constitution is called the fundamental rights. 2-3 questions are expected. These are the most tested articles in UPSC. Remember all the 6 fundamental rights. Right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, right to constitutional remedy. So, right to equality in this Article 17, which is abolition of untouchability, is a UPSC favorite. In right to freedom, Article 19 has 6 freedoms. You must know them. Right against exploitation prohibits forced labor, human trafficking. Right to freedom of religion, and this is where secularism in India and secularism in Western societies is dealt with. You should know the difference. Cultural and educational minorities deal with minority rights protection. And the last but not the least, right to constitutional remedies. Dr. Ambedkar called this the heart and soul of the Constitution. So here is a prelims trap again for you. UPSC asks, which of the following is not a fundamental right? For example, right to property was removed in 1978. Remember this. In addition to this, you must know the 5 types of writs: habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, and quo warranto. The third most important topic which forms the core of the Constitution is the directive principles of a state policy, one or two questions are almost certain from this part. And these are given from Article 36 to 51. These are nothing but policy guidelines for governance. Remember, our prelims syllabus covers Indian polity and governance. So directive principles deals with governance. These are, in fact, policy guidelines, as I said. So what is the difference from fundamental rights? Remember, DPSPs are not enforceable in court. Not enforceable in court. So what are the DPSPs UPSC loves to ask you? There is Article 40, Village Panchayats. It's based on Gandhian principle. Remember this. Article 39D deals with equal pay for equal work. There is a landmark case you should be able to remember during exam times. Minerva Mills in 1980. It deals with fundamental rights versus DPSP. Next, emergency provisions. You must know this for prelims. Article 352, 356, and 360. Article 352 deals with national emergency. Parliament must approve within a month. Once emergency is declared, approval must be done by the Parliament within a month. Article 356, it's about state emergency, also called the President's Rule. It has been used more than 100 times. And Article 360, which is about financial emergency. Remember, it has never been used. So here's the prelims trick for you. You need to compare India's emergency provisions with the USA. UPSC has asked this before. Remember this. Now, the fourth topic, which forms the core of the Constitution, is the special features of the Indian Constitution. And UPSC will trap you here. There are topics like borrowed features, rigidity and flexibility of our Constitution, basic structure doctrine, like this. So, what you should be doing? Borrowed features. This is UPSC's favorite topic. We borrowed fundamental rights from USA, DPSPs from Ireland, parliamentary system from the UK, and federalism with a strong center from the Canada. We borrowed federalism with a strong center from Canada. Our Constitution is rigid or flexible. This is about how our Constitution is amended. Article 368 deals with amendment. Some amendments need a special majority, some need state ratification. Next, basic structure doctrine. You must know for prelims. Keswanand Bharti case 1973. In this case, Supreme Court ruled that Parliament cannot alter the basic structure of the Constitution. Remember this. Supreme Court ruled that Parliament cannot alter the basic structure of the Constitution. So here is a prelims alert for you. What is included in basic structure? Democracy, judicial review, and secularism are the topics which are included in the basic structure. So given these things, special features of the Constitution, core of the Constitution, structure of the Constitution, how do you master the Constitution? That is the question coming again to you. So here is a strategy. What should be your UPSC strategy? Start with the preamble and fundamental rights. List important articles, 1251, 352 to 60, 368 also. Use mnemonics and mind maps to remember key provisions. As I told you earlier, solve previous year's question papers. UPSC repeats pattern. Remember this. And read books like Lakshmikant. But remember one thing, don't read cover to cover. Be selective for this book. But I must say, read NCERT class 11-12 book for foundational clarity. And I would say, first read NCERT books, class 11-12, clear your foundational knowledge, and then proceed towards Lakshmikant kind of books. And of course, to be in touch with current affairs, you should read Indian Express editorials. So, here we are. The Indian Constitution is not just a legal document. It's the backbone of our democracy. Master it, and you'll unlock 15 to 20 marks in UPSC prelims, which are guaranteed. So like, share, and subscribe to stay ahead. Have a doubt? Drop it in the comments. I'll personally respond. Keep learning. Stay sharp. Thanks for watching.